Alrighty, guys. Thanks for joining me. This is your host, ID Jester, and we are doing our top 17 carded dice games. We are now on number 12. Number 12. Actually, where's our sheet? Here's our sheet. So, Everyday Player, Superstar Baseball, Internet Baseball League, Dice Baseball, and Dynasty League are off the list. Number 12, what's number 12 going to be? Well, that is going to be probably my most controversial one yet. That is APBA or APA baseball for you guys out there. And it is taking quite a dumble. It actually was number 5 the last time I did a review. And now it's number 12. So let's talk a little bit about it and come up with why it's now number 12. Just because it's number 12 doesn't mean it's not a great game. Don't get that in your mind. Every one of these games is a good game on its own right. It's just based on my feeling about how well it rates when you compare it to other games. The main problem with APBA is there is 2 distinct differences in the game. There is a basic game and there is a master edition game. So when you talk about APBA, you have to distinguish which of the 2 systems you're talking about because they are very different. Let's look at the right side and talk about it a little bit. So in the game system, you're going to roll on the batter card, which might be adjusted off by the pitcher ratings to get your result. So you're going to roll on a batter card 2 6-sided dice. Is there a computer version? Yes. And there's also an online version. So this is the first game that has online and a computer version and printed cards. So let's give them credit for that. Can you order a PDF? No, you cannot. Game strength, basic game is quick. It's a super easy, quick system. You're going to roll, you're going to get a number. Once you know what that number represents, you know the result of the play. Another thing with the strengths is there is a ton of mods out there for this game. This game has been around since, 1956 or something like that. So it's been around a long time, and there's been modders that have been making mods for this game and, trying to get, a middle ground between the basic game and the master game. And then another game strength is you learn the numbers quickly. So once you remember a 13 is a strikeout, every time you roll a 13, boom, strikeout, and you go on the next card. So it can be super quick, super simple. The more you play it, the more you learn the numbers, and the more the super easier and quicker it's going to get. Game weaknesses, we're going to talk about master game is complex. It is very hard. The basic game for some people might find it a little bit too simple. Again, you're just rolling, you're finding a number, it's a strikeout, or it's a walk, or it's a single, or it's a flyout. Might be a little bit too easy for some people. Extra players, question mark, meaning, we'll get to that in a minute because I'm going to have a whole section on that. And the extra mods out there are actually kind of hard to find. You need to know somebody that has the mods or get on some of the forums and find the mods and everything else. I'm sure you could find them when you look for them, but you have to know about them to look for them in the first place. So APBA or APA has a basic edition and a master edition, and the basic edition is very quick and simple. The master edition is super hard and complex. The modders basically have put a middle of the rung advanced version in the place, which takes some of the best components of the basic edition and some of the best components of the master edition and puts them into a package that is easy for most people to use and understand and play, and it's not super complex such as their master game. So when we're talking about support for the company and the mods, we're talking 8 out of 10. It's been supported, it's been modded. Great support for that. Unfortunately, APBA doesn't want an advanced version of their game. They want a basic edition and they want a master edition. And they want their people to buy the basic game or the master edition. They don't want people, they don't support, what I'm saying is they don't support the mods. You can't go to their website and find these mods anywhere. You have to go out and try to find them, which is a shame because APBA should support the people that are trying to help them, but they don't, I guess they don't think that it's a worthy addition to their game because it changes some of the basic format and flow of it. And so there is that big controversy, I guess, the big thing there. Value, how much do you get for your cost? This is an expensive game, to be honest. It is an expensive game. You got to buy either the basic game or the master game to get your nice chart book. And then you can start buying season sets as well. And those are running about $75 or more. So it's a kind of a buy-in. It's quite a cost. And from what I understand now, this is where part of the issue with APBA comes in, is they've been transitioning into doing more of the master cards as opposed to the basic cards. So they've had to go back and reprint some of the older seasons. And now they've updated it so that it should be each basic set comes with 900 players, at least for the modern day cards. So that's 30 teams, 900 cards. That's 30 players per team. And so you only get 30 players per team. So how do you get the extra players? What players are included in the base set as opposed to the master set? It can all be a little confusing, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So, if you go on the website and you're just happen to be looking around, you can see, it says with the expansion of the base set to 900 cards, many extra player sets are now part of the base set of that season. For example, the 1956 Master Baseball set includes all the extra player cards. If you're looking for the extra player cards for, say, the 92 to 99 seasons, it just happens to be the one I clicked on. It's running anywhere from $20 for 124 cards up to $42 for 309 cards. So you can still be quite an investment past your initial buy-in for the season card set, and when did you purchase the card set? How much did it cost then? Which cards did you get? And trying to make sure if you buy the extra player cards now, is that season set different than the season set you bought? It can be a little daunting. Quality, though, is pretty good. I'm going to give it slightly above average. The rule book or the playbook that comes is super thick cardboard, stock, spiral bound, color. It's super nice. The only problem is it's like the size of like a briefcase. So it's super big, which, for us live streamers, we've got microphones and keyboard and mice and cards and charts and everything else. We don't have a lot of extra space to be using. So for me, I wish they would have had a smaller little booklet to use for that. But, still good quality stuff. I'm going to knock it down a few points. I would say, it would normally be like a 7 or 8, but I'm going to knock it down just because of the size of everything is not, and even with the hockey, when we're talking some of the other sports, the hockey one's super big as well. You have to order both the basic and the master edition. They don't come in there's no combo pack. You have to order them separately. So there's a lot of, things that they could have done to make that quality even a little bit better. Support, again, I'm going to give it an 8, but it's not from the company at all. It's from the modders out there that have done a great job of making a nice advanced game. The basic game is nice. Some people find it a little bit too easy, right? But other people find it perfect. And then the Master Edition, some people that have been playing Apple for a while understand the complexities of the system, understand the numbers, understand all the charts. they find that the Master Edition is really good. It just depends on how much time and effort you spent learning the system and learning the game and understanding the cards. But availability of seasons, extra players, etc. Again, season-wise, this is a hard number for me to give them between 0 and 10 because it looks like almost all the seasons are available from 1900 all the way to modern day. So give them kudos for that. They have a lot of seasons available. The extra players are available, but again, are they included in the set you buy? It depends on if you bought the master set or the regular set, when they reprinted it. Do they have all the extra players? I'm going to give them a 6 because I'm not 100% sure on all that because it's just a little complex on their website to try and figure this all out. And then for ease and flow of the game, you notice I have a super big, I actually have 2 ratings, a 1 and a 9. If you're playing the basic game, it is a 9. Super quick, ease, flow of the game. You're looking up numbers on a chart. You're rolling on a player's card. It's simple. It's elegant. It's not complex at all. Very easy to get into. Very easy to understand. The charts are well laid out, which also goes back to our quality and why the quality is so good. So kudos for that. All that is super good. You also have a 1 when you get to the master game. I tried the master game. I've played 17 different baseball games out there. For what the master game adds to the game, I think it just adds too much complexity, too much time investment in figuring out this extra master stuff for me that it slows the flow of the game down. When you're used to the basic game where you can roll and get a result in like 3 seconds and then you have to actually sit back and try to calculate something and it takes a few minutes to do that, and all of a sudden that 3 seconds turns into 30 seconds or 40 seconds or a minute or whatever, definitely slows the flow of the game down, the Master Edition. Now, with that said, again, if you are an APBA guy, you've played a lot of it, you understand all these complexities and all the nuances of all the card ratings and everything, the Master Edition is probably not that big a jump up for you. But if you're new to sports simming, new to APA, new to trying out your hand in cards and dice, obviously I would not recommend the Master Edition to jump right into. I would recommend, for sure, a high recommendation, if you have the money to support it, the Basic Edition and try this game out. Highly recommend that you do that. It is a game that's been around since like 1956, 1957. It's got a good company behind it. It is just the reason this has gone from number 5 to number 12 for me is the fact that it is expensive to buy in, and it is to get the most out of it. For me, I have to use mods and I have to use more than what comes in the basic game that's not being supported by the actual company. Kudos to APBA for having an online version, for having a computer version, and also having printed cards. So kudos to them for that. Unfortunately, no PDFs. You can't download the APBA cards and print them out yourself. But with that said, you are getting a nice quality card. They don't stick together like a lot of other cards out there, so that's nice. It's just, it is expensive, $30 for the basic game, $25 to $30 for the master game if you want to get into that. Then you have to buy your season file, which is 900 cards. Then you have to buy your extra player cards. So you're talking probably $100 for a season file, which is, it's expensive. It can start adding up. If you play multiple seasons, you're talking multiple hundreds of dollars to get into it. Of course, you might be able to buy some online or on eBay cheaper than that if you're interested in trying to find some of the older games. But of course, some of them won't be with the extra players. Some might not have the master card symbols on them in it. depends on what you're trying to do with the cards at the time. Unfortunately, APBA drops to number 12 just because cost point versus what you get and the non-availability of not having cards, more cards in the base set cost-wise, and not supporting the mods that make there's a basic game, a master game, and the mods make an advanced game, but APBA is not interested in an advanced game. They want a basic game or a master edition game. So getting that advanced game, which is a nice sweet spot for a lot of people, is a lot of work for you, the user, and not supported by the company. Anyways, we got to run, guys. Thanks for joining us for game number 12, APBA. A lot to talk about when we talk about that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all next time.